Hi there, my name's Alan Hawkins. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be painting another Nebula Galaxy painting using watercolour, very similar to these two ones which I did here, but these are very monochromatic, so this one being very green, this one being very pink and purple, but this time I'm going to be using multiple colours. I'm going to be using Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolours, which is what I normally use. I have here a permanent rose, dioxazine purple, cadmium orange hue, and a lemon yellow hue. I also have Payne's grey as well for the darker areas, and also some black gouache as well for the really intense dark areas. So to get started, I'm going to be drawing the cloud formations first. So I just got my mechanical pencil here, and I'm just going to draw some cloud shapes. Very similar to if I was drawing just normal clouds, but there's no edges. We're just kind of drawing the inner shapes. So just from the middle of the paper outwards. Just very simple cloud-like shapes. Don't have to spend too long on this stage. Just want to get some nice areas there. And this will help us when it comes to painting to know which parts to add our colour to. Really as basic as that. I've just got the basic shapes there. So what I'm going to do to start off with is just grab some water, and just with the water just put it over the top. Doesn't matter if the bit of the grey lead runs or not. We're going to be painting over that. Just want to get the paper wet before we add our colour. Now to start off with, I think I might start off with the lemon yellow hue. I'll do that in the middle. Get plenty of paint on that, plenty of pigment. And then I think we'll grab some of our, we've actually got some Viridian green. That's something like I forgot to mention. I'll just show that in my palette. That's Viridian green now. And I think we'll just add that there. We'll let that run into the yellow. It's fine. In fact, it's good to just let the colours run a bit. Might just add a bit more green there. And then I'm going to grab some of that permanent rose. And then finally, I'm going to grab some of the cadmium orange hue. Okay, just really have fun with this. Really let the colours bleed. It kind of looks like a red hot mess at the moment, but it will come together. Okay, maybe just a little more green there, maybe a little more yellow. Just wondering, maybe a little more of the rose. All right, and then we're going to go in with Payne's grey. This is a much darker colour. That's going to join together. Ooh, got a bit of bleeding there, but that's okay. just going to join these areas together with the Payne's grey. Let it bleed. Make sure there's no white spots. There we go. It's getting a little dark there with the green. I think we'll just bring some of that back in. Get a dry brush. Already get some of that green back in. So have some of the paper showing through. And then a little bit of Payne's grey down here. Just paint to the edge of the paper there. And over on this side. Just blending in the Payne's grey with the colours that we laid down. Okay. And just this corner here. And then the colours bleed. Try to get some of those cloud shapes back in there. Alright, and now we're going to go over with some black gouache for the really strong dark areas. Now, gouache is a opaque watercolour paint. And that's really good for just getting that real depth and contrast. Don't want to use too much water when we're using the gouache. And I'm just going to flick some of the gouache here to really give the impression of the light. Just like that. Again, I'm just going to flick that out. The paper's starting to dry already. That's okay. I'm just going to go in some of that gouache here. Sorry about the noise, my wife's cooking in the kitchen right now. And there we go. Got some nice kind of shapes, nice energy there. I'll just try and blend these dark shapes. It's okay if we have some areas that don't blend as well. It's all good. Just trying to find those cloud shapes that I drew earlier on and just bring them out. Go. Just kind of adding some more gouache to the edges there. We still want to have some of that Payne's grey there, but we also want a fair bit of the gouache as well. I'm getting some of those nice nebula cloud shapes now. Looking quite good. I don't know, I think we're almost ready to put the stars in. And that's when it really starts to look like a Nebula Galaxy. I just want to make sure I have enough dark areas. Alright, I think we are ready to put the stars in, and I have a much thinner, smaller brush here for the stars. I'm going to use some white gouache for the stars. Some painters like to just flick the paint, but I'm not a big fan of just leaving things to chance like that. I like to be a little more deliberate, so I like to just put the stars in myself. I probably should have waited until this was completely dry, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to put them in now and hope they don't bleed too much. I'm just going over with the gouache, trying not to make the stars all the same size, just get some nice variation in size, and that will look a bit more kind of convincing as a galaxy. Okay, just going to cluster these stars. As I said, it's some of the areas are still a bit wet. It's a little hard to get the stars on there, but it's not too bad. We'll get in there. As I said, normally I would let this dry, but just wanted this to be a nice, quick tutorial. This is probably the most satisfying part of the painting because it really starts to look like a galaxy. As far as knowing when to stop, kind of just have to try and figure that out yourself. I don't know. I don't know if you can have too many stars. I think it's good to have quite a few. background's not in the way. I just want to make sure we can see what I'm doing. I think that's pretty good. I think we got a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like. As I said, it's up to you how many stars you put in there. I think it's good to have quite a few. All different shapes and sizes. Try not to press down too hard with the white paint, because then you kind of get kind of unusual splodgy little shapes that don't really resemble stars. You want to keep them fairly round. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So, that's another Nebula Galaxy painting alongside these two now. So, this one was more of a kind of multicoloured kind of experiment, I guess, as far as painting a Nebula Galaxy in watercolour. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe you can give this a go at home and just have a bit of fun with it. And if you like what I do on my channel, please like and subscribe, and stick around for the next video. Thank you.